Well, if you like, financial markets provide the blood for the economy. It makes things flow. It makes things move more smoothly. But unfortunately, in the last 3 decades, the financial sector has become the tail that wags the dog, as they say in England. So that is something that helps the real economy, but now it has become the master. So now everything that is subject to the pressures of the financial market. So a lot of companies have been put under pressure to produce quick profit by reducing the workforce, by not investing, by not developing new technologies, and distributing the extra profit to floating shareholders who do not have any long-term commitment to those in those companies. So this has been the source of our economic problem in the last 3 decades, because more and more the whole economy have become subject to this short-term financial pressures. So I mean, this has advanced most dramatically in the United States and Britain, where companies are not really interested in making things and developing new technologies anymore. I mean, of course, some companies are, but many companies have become basically cash machines for the shareholders. So that as soon as they are kind of put under pressure for this short-term financial profit, they basically do things that are against the interest of the company in the long run, and also against the interest of the national economy in the long run, because they're only interested in generating short-term profit. So I think we need to get that changed. Unless we change that, the whole economy becomes dragged down by the financial sector, which in the end make the economy less productive. Well, actually, that is very closely related to what I just said about the financial markets, because as companies become objects of financial trading, if you like, it becomes actually necessary to make the positions of the workers less secure, because a lot of what goes on in the financial market is about taking over certain companies, restructuring them, basically meaning reducing the workforce, selling some assets and so on, and making it profitable in the short run, and then selling it off. I mean, a lot of businesses are done for that purpose. And if you want to do that, you cannot give secure employment to the workers. This is why all over the world, the employment contracts have become less and less secure. I mean, in the old days, if you get a good job in a good company, you could expect that you can stay in that job 20, 30 years if you don't make any big mistake. But today, I mean, a lot of people are on short-term contract. They are using a much greater proportion of casual workers. And this has made the lives of many people very, very insecure, because you don't know whether you are going to have a job in 3 months. You have kind of this very fundamental insecurity in your life, which makes people stressed very much. And also that in an attempt to squeeze out more profit from the workers, the intensity of work has increased. I mean, the surveys in many countries show that in the last, say, 10, 15 years, the intensity of work has increased, so that you are doing a lot more than before. You are doing more things than before. And this, of course, that is very stressful. So unfortunately, the world of work has become much less nice place to be in. I mean, this is quite unfortunate, because when you think about it, that people spend half of the time when they are not sleeping in work, and if your work is miserable, and if you don't even know whether you'll be still working next month, 3 months later, 6 months later, then your whole life gets affected negatively. Right. Yeah, well, in the short run, you need to increase demand. I mean, it's not as if we are short of money. I mean, a lot of companies have a huge amount of cash, but they are not investing because they don't know what's going to happen. Yeah? And in order to revive demand, you need to kind of maintain the government spending. I mean, of course, a lot of people are worried about the deficit, and countries like Italy have been put under enormous pressure to reduce government deficit. But yes, I mean, in the long run, you don't want a large deficit, but this is the time when you have to run more deficits to revive the economy. So that's the short-term solution. But in the long run, you need all these fundamental reforms. You need to regulate the financial sector more. I mean, you need to make our employment and our work process more secure and more less stressful. And without making these changes, you know, I mean, in theory, that we are all richer than ever because income keeps going up, except for the last few years. But a lot of people are feeling less and less happy. And you know, why are we having all these kind of factories and banks and so on? In the end, they are there to make us happy, make us secure. So if they are not serving the purpose, we have to make these reforms to make those things to serve the people.